Hello, and let's fall in love once again. So a few years ago I made a video about Tokimeki Memorial, and then I did a playthrough of the original game, and I mentioned, I hope anyway, the drama games. Here I have all three of the first generation, and these are based on the Policenauts engine. So Hideo Kojima's name is in the credits, although he didn't, work on them, which is kind of a good thing because that would make them indecipherable with the story and really, really long. But that's beside the point. I did play Policenauts since last time. I enjoyed Snatcher quite a bit more, but these I also enjoyed. These are good to kind of deepen your involvement with the first generation Tokimeki Memorial, and I quite actually enjoyed Tokimeki Memorial. These are pretty good, but they are not made equal. I think the third one is the best, then the first one, and lastly the second one. A lot of that is because there's a main girl. This is not a dating sim in the sense that you pick your girl and go after them. This is focused on one specific girl. And in here you can see it on the cover, but this is Saki, the blue-haired sporty chick. This is Ayako, the artistic one who loves H.R. Geiger for whatever reason. And this is the series heroine, Fujisaki Shiori, or Shiori Fujisaki if you prefer. And I like her, but I don't like Ayako. Because in the main game, I remember getting, which is kind of a shame, because she's the only black-haired girl, meaning she's realistic, because no one in real life, well, very kind of few people in real life have blue hair and orange hair or pink hair and all that stuff. So I wanted to like her for that, but then she had that annoying trait of just throwing in some English at the end of a sentence, which is kind of annoying. You would finish a date with her and she would just say "so fun" and then "kondo mata kondo sasotte ne." Like, keep the Japanese, please. I don't like it when they mix and match languages like that. It drove me insane in the Lord of the Rings too, how they would speak English and then Elvish and then back and forth. Pick a language and stick to it, please. So I didn't like her that much, which dragged this game down. In all three of them, you play as a nameless guy with black hair, because the guys are not individuals, unlike the girls. They're all different, but the guys are basically all generic Japanese teens, except for Saotome Yoshio, the Yumi's brother, because he's a character. Characters get hair colors, which regulars don't. And the main guy is not really a character. And he also his hair always covers his eyes pretty much, and if it doesn't completely, there's like a shadow that does. Because again, like main characters like this, self-insert characters like that, they don't get eyes because that would give them too much personality. That's not what they're going for with this. So in the first game, you are in the football club. Saki is also cheering you on. And your goal in life is to become a regular in the football squad, which you are not in the beginning and in basically the whole game, as far as I recall. You're not in the starting 11, and instead you have to you have to be on the sidelines. You have to pick up the balls that go outside the lines when they're doing the practices, and then you practice yourself shooting free kicks. You do that at school and you do it after school. Each game has one main mini game, and this is the one for the first one. Shooting free kicks football, and it's actually kind of enjoyable. It actually kind of reminds me of actual FIFA games where you shoot free kicks and goal kicks. You have that little arrow thing that points up, and you turn it left and right, and you set the power, and you try to hit the numbered squares in the goal, and then they put obstacles in the way, sometimes real people, sometimes like tires and stuff, when you practice after school. It's actually fairly enjoyable. The only problem is that you do it quite often. All these games also take place during basically 1 month, and when the month is over, the game is over. That doesn't seem to happen that much in Western games, but Japanese games do it from time to time, where you have a set amount of time, and when the time is over, the game is over. And then you either have a good ending or not a good ending. These are that kind of thing. It doesn't take place over the whole 3 years though, as the regular Tokimeki Memorial games do. This is basically a month. So at the end of the month, you either get the girl and place in the football squad, or you don't. And they tried to keep some of the dating type aspects in this, in the sense that you don't only speak to the main girl. There are a couple of side story type things where you converse with other girls too. Like in this one, you speak to Mio, the glasses wearing green haired girl, who's kind of weak in body but not in mind. And there's one certain part where you say something to her which she misunderstands, and then everyone starts talking about how you hurt her feelings, and then the main girl won't talk to you anymore, so you have to talk to the girl Mio again and apologize, and then everything's fine. That's kind of trying to emulate like the bomb thing in the original game, where it becomes a rumor and then you're everyone's opinion of you goes way down. But it's not, the freedom isn't there anymore, because these games are all linear. But anyway, so this first game has this girl. It has one new girl who is her junior. She loves her and defends her and is basically trying to cockblock you, like, don't get in front, don't get with my Saki-chan, she's the best. Like, I think I've seen that at least one other game before, and I think it's probably a thing in anime too, but you tell me. So you keep trying to get to the squad, blah blah blah. That's basically the whole game, but I do remember one part where you get all depressed, and then she comes in and comforts you. She makes food for you, which I think was one of her things in the in the main game. And it's just an overall nice little story thing. There's not too much to mention, but it's a solid thing from beginning to end. But interestingly, this is the only one on one disc. These are both 2 discs. You do go on dates also, you don't just practice football. And some of the other characters turn up, like Ray turns up, but his secret is not revealed in this one. But anyway, this is a good one, pretty good, yes. Now for the second game, and to me inferior, Hirodori Love Song. In this one, you are in the band, which leads to music-based rhythm minigame, which is actually kind of good. It's kind of challenging. It's not like the buttons just pass through the thing and you press the button it says when it crosses the middle part or whatever. I don't quite remember off the top of my head. I haven't played this for a few years now, but I think you're required to like press 2 buttons at the same time, like L1 and left, L1 and up or whatever. So it gets a little more involved than your average rhythm game, which is kind of good. So Ayako is the main girl, although she doesn't quite have center stage, I don't feel like, in this game. There's another girl in this game who is 1 year younger than you. She kind of looks like Fujisaki Shiori, honestly, with a less impressive hairdo, pretty much. She likes you, but you don't like her back, because she's 1 year younger, basically, and that's why you go after Ayako instead. And I actually kind of tried when I played this. I tried to say no to Ayako and tried to go with the younger one because she's nicer. She actually she likes you, and I don't care for Ayako. So, but that didn't work because the game doesn't want you to. The game wants you to go with one of the main girls from the original game, which is kind of obvious when you think about it. As I'm looking through the manual here, I actually haven't come across these when I played the game, but there's a shooting minigame in this, like a vertical shooter. I had never played this, but that looks that's cool. The music game, which I know about, and actually, because I had forgotten this completed, a Manzai game. So if you played Yakuza 5, I think, with Haruka, you actually have this comedy. Manzai is like a Japanese comedy with the 2 guys. Because with Japan, apparently with comedy, they're kind of stuck. They saw Abbott and Costello, the straight man and the dumb guy, and then they thought, that, you see, is the best comedy, let's have that forever. For some reason in Japan, they don't really have stand-up comedy with one guy, they always have the 2 guys. So here is a minigame where you play with both of them, and it's definitely a precursor to Yakuza 5. I don't think this being on 2 discs means that much, other than it being longer and it has more minigames than the original one. But yeah, as I said, this is my least favorite because just the girl that you're trying to get at is not my favorite girl, so that it's just kind of falls on default there. But that's me, you might find it better. They saved the best for last, actually, because the third one, Tabidachi no Uta, the main girl is Fujisaki Shiori, which also is kind of... She's the... If not my favorite girl, she's my second favorite, and she's the kind of the symbol for the series anyway, so it was very fitting to go out with this one, I think. It serves as an ending to Tokimeki Memorial. At least that's how I feel about it, because she's the final boss of the series, the first generation anyway, and here you get to have her, even if you're not good enough at all the parameters and all that kind of stuff. The setup is that I don't think you're in any kind of club exactly. Basically, because Fujisaki is both smart and athletic, you have to be smart and athletic in this game. So the athletic side, you have to run a marathon. And I think there's some kind of running training minigame there. I don't quite remember. I think I recall that. And then there's the very unexpected but actually fun minigame, which is grading papers. And this is fun because I'm studying Japanese, right? So you have to look through sakubun, like a written essay thing, and you have to look out for grammatical errors, punctuation, kanji that are written wrong. And if you press them, you press a part, and then if there's something wrong there, he'll find it. Basically, you could just press everywhere, I think, and have it become Where's Waldo in NES, but I thought it was fun actually trying with those. And then if you find all the errors, Fujisaki is maximum happy with you. But if you don't find all the errors, she will find the rest because she's perfect. This is one of those things in a video game I never thought would actually make it in, and even less I thought it would be fun. It's kind of like in Kenkabansho 6 where you have actual tests, and I enjoy it. So, and you also have the childhood history with Fujisaki here, which is kind of just mentioned in the original game. Here it has some flashbacks with you being good friends when you're kids, and then you grow up, and then you fall in love, and it's all nice and romantic and all that stuff. And as a kind of bonus, which is actually in all three games, when you finish the game, you have a photo, like a photo album mode, where you can just it's basically just looking at stills from the game you played. But there's a nice little twist that there's commentary in the background from the girl in question, and she speaks from the future, so she speaks in past tense. So when you're looking through the photo album, it's as if it's 10 years later, you've married her, you have a kid or whatever, and you're looking through memories, which is a really nice way to just kind of to make the whole Tokimeki Memorial thing go full circle. So for that reason, I enjoy these games. On the closure aspect, the adventure game portion is also fine, although of course, just like Policenauts, it amounts to going through all these kinds of text adventures really. You go through all the options, you ask all the questions, and you ask them like twice in case she says something else, then another option will come up, and when it's supposed to, you've done everything, an option to leave or whatever comes up. It's linear while not looking linear at all. One thing I have to mention though, at least with the third game and possibly with the second game, when you go on a date at a movie theater, you watch a movie. And whereas in the original game I remember the games being the movies being slight references to real world movies. I think there was one movie that was kind of like Forrest Gump or whatever. Here you watch Metal Gear Solid. And there's no clips from the games or anything, but there are a couple of screenshots. And yeah, Hideo Kojima game. So that's the Tokimeki Memorial drama series. It's pretty good. I like it, especially the third one, because it just wraps Tokimeki Memorial Generation 1 into a nice little bow. And it's, I enjoy it on that basis.